Welcome. It is 3 and you're listening to Fiona Mary Berry on the Community Health and Wellness Show here on Alive 90.5. And our guest today is the wonderful Kristen Anna. Good morning, Kristen.
Hello. Great to be here.
I'm so pleased to have you too. So I thought what we do is Kristen is someone I really admire. She's a young entrepreneur and we're going to hear all about her. But before we go into that, I'm going to just play one of the songs and we're going to come back and tell our listener exactly why I'm so impressed with you. Won't be 1 second. Let's listen to Jessica Mulboy with Burn.
Shine bright like a diamond.
That was beautiful. Rihanna with Shine Like a Diamond. And that's because I believe the guest I've got here is a little diamond. Good afternoon, Kristen. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. Going really well, thanks.
That's fantastic. Look, I've brought you on because the mindset that you have is very strong. Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 20.
Now, this 20-year-old has achieved so much. And when I run through some of the things that she's done at 20, you'll understand why I've had her on the show. So I'm going to list a few things and then we can go through them. Now, you're part of Parramatta Web Design with your family business, correct?
Yep, that's right.
And what do you do at the Parramatta Web Design? What's your role?
My main role is the actual web design, so building the website, putting it together, putting all the content on and making it look nice as well.
Okay, sounds brilliant. I also understand that you're also a children's book author.
Yeah, I've got a book series called Yamundi and Friends.
That's fantastic. And how many books of those have you written?
At the moment, there's 8 in the series, and we've got a couple more that we've got kind of in the works.
Okay.
Yeah.
This lovely young lady has also written piano lesson books and CDs and books to follow for people to learn how to play the piano, yes?
Yes, that's correct. I've got a couple of different ones.
I probably need that myself. Are they aimed at the children or the adults?
Oh, anyone really.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think I'll start practicing on that.
Sounds good.
But also, you're actually a composer of your own music as well, aren't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been doing that for a while.
That's fantastic. And later on in our session, we're actually going to hear a live session from Kristen Anna. So let's start with what drives you. I mean, you are obviously a very high, consistent achiever. But I actually know Kristen for a couple of years now, and she is the most unassuming young lady. There's no bravado about her at all. She's just a really fantastic achiever. How, of someone your age, what drives you? How do you get there?
There's a few different things. I think the biggest thing is creating a vision and setting goals that really excite you, because then that kind of pushes you forward no matter what. So always keeping that in mind, going back over your goals and revising them every now and again. And I think it's also important to take risks, put yourself out there, network with people, and that kind of allows you to gain advice from people around you. And another thing would be, another thing that drives me would be probably just, there's been a lot of different people who have given me advice and taught me a lot of what I know. So just wanting to put that into practice and honour that is a big driver as well.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'd like to listen to a little bit of music and we're going to come back and find out a little bit more about some of your success stories. Be back with you soon, listener. Here we have Ed Sheeran and Galway Girl.
She played the fiddle in an Irish.
that was beautifully composed by Christian Anna, and that song was called River. Well done, Kristen. Kristen, silly on me. Tell me, what is your inspiration? Where do you get your inspiration to write such beautiful pieces?
I think you can find inspiration all around you in nature or from experiences or feelings. So I'll often go and write about that or put that down. Another great place to find inspiration is in other artists and people out there in the industry. One of my biggest inspirations is Delta Goodrem. Yeah, she sings and plays the piano, as do I, and she's someone who I really look up to.
That's fantastic. I've got a wonderful story about Delta, which I'll tell you very soon. But that's your inspiration in music. How long have you been playing the piano? From what age?
I started when I was 3.5 at lessons, but I'd always been kind of tapping away at the keys, trying to work it out. So yeah, it's been a while. I've really enjoyed it all the way along.
Is there any hope if I start now, by the time I'm 75, I could be as good as you?
Yes, absolutely. Never too late. Go for it.
Absolutely. No, it's so beautiful. Now, what about your interest in the authors and also your website design? You know, you're obviously a creative person, but where does your inspiration come from there? Being able to write those children's books, which are very funny, by the way.
Thank you.
They're good. They're very good.
Yeah, so how that kind of came about was when I was 4 years old, my parents and I went to Yamundi markets in Queensland, and I was allowed to pick one. There was a stand with little hand puppets, a whole bunch of different animals, and I was allowed to pick one to take home. So I chose this little mouse and named it Yamundi, very original. And it kind of just went from there became my favorite toy, and my dad would start telling stories about this mouse and her friends going on all these different adventures. And I think when I was younger, I was also a fairly shy kid. So the stories were kind of a way to inspire me to go out and adventure, make the most of life. And yeah, that's kind of how it started. And then from there, we had always kind of been thinking it'd be cool to have actual books. And so we decided to do it one year. So that was 2014, which was really cool, yeah.
Now, just step it over to your mum for a moment. Rosemary, how long has your website, Parramatta Web Design, been around?
Actually, we started Parramatta Web Design in 2017, but the 2014 adventure with writing children's books, we also realised we needed a website. So that was our first foray into website stuff, and we kind of got pretty good at it and started having some success with our websites and started helping other people. So we thought, we'll see, if there's other businesses and things we could help. So we set up Parramatta Web Design.
So basically the three of you started it all together, yourself, your husband, and also yourself, Kristen.
Yeah.
From the beginning. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have any inspiration on that side? Any particular sites that impressed you on the web design?
Yeah, I think in that business space, my biggest inspirations would be my mentors, Matt and Liz Rard. So I learn from them at eBusiness Institute. And yeah, they've just taught us all the way along about all the different opportunities in websites. So it's always changing online. So there's so many different examples that you can look at. And it's really cool to see what's out there and the different kind of paths you can take in the online space.
That's amazing. So you can see that somebody with such a fresh mind who's open to learning and really incorporates learning from others can achieve so much. Well done, my love. Very impressed. So I'm going to play one of your favourite inspirations, Delta Goodrem, and then we'll be back very soon. And I'm going to tell you a little story about how Delta and Alive 905 interact. Let's play Lost Without You. So, Kristen, I want to ask you, is Delta Goodrem an inspiration for you because of her music or because of what she's been through?
I would say a bit of both. her music is similar kind of style in that she writes all her own music and plays piano as well, and was classically trained, but also what she's been through and the attitude that she has through all the challenges and different things that she's overcome. And another thing would be her intention is to like inspire and lift people up, and that's definitely something that I strive for as well. So I think, just a mix of all that.
Well, I will say you're succeeding at that. You've inspired me to invite you on the show and share your story and what you've done. So I'm going to tell you a nice little surprise now. So, and for the listener out there, you may not know that Delta Goodrum is a local. She went to Hills Grammar here in Kenthurst. But even more than that, Alive 90.5 FM, they were originally called 2CCR FM. And one of the renowned presenters was called Jeff Rutenbach. And now he's sadly passed on, but he has a plaque up on our studio door here because he's so well respected. Now, he often interviewed and promoted Delta Goodrum onto the radio station while she was at school. She was just 13 years and 14 years old, and he basically took her under tutelage and had her on the show quite often, and she played her music live quite a lot. Now, I've heard some of those interviews, and she's so cute at the age of 13. It's just adorable. But Jeff was commonly known as Jeffro. He featured her music really well. And, of course, at the age of 15, Delta was signed by Sony Music with her first album, Innocent Eyes. Now, that topped the ARIA charts for over 29 weeks. So, you know, as I say, this show's all about the youth today. And hence I have beautiful Kristen on. I think it's wonderful. I'm going to play one of her big hits, which was Born to Try. Let's listen. Delta Goodrum, Born to Try.
Born to try.
Okay, we have a beautiful treat now. We're actually going to bring on Kristen Anna and playing a live composed song called Lake. Off you go, Kristen. Let's hear it. Okay, Kristen, I thought that was stunning. And if out there you all are going into a meditation state, I can understand why. That was really relaxing. I've played that quite a few times. I want to ask you, you've done so much up until you're 20. Give me an idea of where you're planning and tell me where your plans are for the next 5 years.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. There's so many different possibilities. I think within the business space, definitely just want to keep working with clients and getting them going online. Another thing is to work on some of my own kind of portfolio websites and build them up and hopefully do a sellout of a couple of them, which is really exciting because there's so much opportunity online. So just to take advantage of that. And then when it comes to music, I would just love to continue promoting that and getting that out there more. I'm definitely looking to perform live more often. I haven't done that too much recently. So that's always exciting. Hopefully release some new music and also get my books out there more as well. We've got a couple, as I mentioned earlier, that are almost ready. So it would be really cool to get them out and promote them a little bit more as well.
And additionally, the websites that you're investing in, is one of those the Pet Directory website?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So this is really good because in a couple of weeks, maybe a month's time, I might have a session that's all about animals, i.e. the training of animals, the health and wellness, the products that you can give animals to assist them and help them feel better. And the Pet Directory has got a lot of those listed in there already, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe I'll get you to introduce me to a couple of your clients.
Yeah.
And we'll see what we can do. So, guys, that was the beautiful Eurythmics, I Can't Stand the Rain. And I'd like to say thank you very much, Kristen, for coming along. Absolutely lovely. So it's Kristen Anna. Remember, you heard her here on Alive 90.5. Any last minute words for our listener?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Thanks, Fiona and Alive 905. This has been so cool.
Well, we've enjoyed listening to you too, and you're already a supporter of Alive 905 as a membership, aren't you?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, it's a volunteer radio station run by volunteers, and because it's a community, we're hoping to basically educate you, give you more information, inform you of what's out there, and hopefully you've heard a lovely lady here today for our young set out there to know that set your goal and it is possible.